I feel so bad. There's this before we get into the
Yes.
text message here, I felt so bad because one of the artists that I follow, she just picked up a book today. Something about like honing like your cosmic psychic abilities, and all I could hear was you going, "Psychic is bullshit." It's like I'm like,
Psychics are
"Here's the now."
real.
I
Intuition is your innate human right. Stop letting people sell you that shit. You are born with
know.
intuition. Just because you forgot it for whatever trauma happened in your life doesn't mean that it's not still there.
True. And now I know we were talking about putting a kind of
Yeah,
like a
no.
trigger warning
Yeah.
for all our things. I'm like, maybe we just need a trigger warning for
We just need
Kirsten as she
yeah, I personally need a trigger warning. I the so but yeah, we discuss mature content in this podcast in general, even if it's not intended, it might happen. When we know ahead of time if there is something within a chapter that is very, very sensitive, we're gonna do our best to make sure that we let you know. For instance, this chapter we do talk about cheating because that happened. So if that is something that is triggering for you, just this is us letting you know, hey. And just in general, yeah, I need a trick. I need personally. I am a parental. I should just be wearing a parental advisory sticker like at all times. Like it's just me, guys. Hi.
It's true. Oh man, I should find some like because I haven't really done embroidery, but it's like it needs to be like in cursive, like parental advisory. We
I
just put it
mean,
on the
yeah, it needs to be just
jacket.
something cute, right? It needs to have like hearts and
Yes.
stuff, little flowers.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by Aya Yazawa. I'm Crystal.
Kirsten, I was just drinking water.
Good. Gonna need it. Things to say. But we are here to dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. We are in apartment 707, discussing chapter 8 from the third volume here. But we have a timestamp as soon as we get into this. Like I just looked back at when Hachi was looking at her bank statement, and it was like
Mm.
April 18th,
Oh
and
yeah,
now
no. It's
it's
April
the
20th. It's
20th.
been 2 days. I know. I have this is I went back to the very beginning and I was like, okay, when is their cell phones?
When is their cell phones?
No, because like there's dates.
True.
So
True.
like and so now within my timeline sequence, the biggest issue I have is the first 2 years, which is like the preludes. So like volume 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like I don't think it's 2 years. I think it's like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And we really only know that based on like, oh, high school, right? But I even researched like I researched when they graduate high school in Japan and when they start college so that I could figure it out in comparison to the holidays that they go on.
So this is one of the reasons why Kirsten's not allowed to love things, guys, because she goes into hyper research mode.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is why I'm an astrologer. I spent 6
Yeah.
hours researching Pluto cycles in 248 year sequences. That's what I did today. How about you?
Oh man. Oz. I don't think I actually researched anything. Nope, that's not true. I was looking up Elvish language
Okay,
because I'm
counts.
I'm thinking about elves right now. So,
I was wearing my elf ear headphones earlier.
yes.
That's a thing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a thing I was doing because I was like, I want to feel neat. So I'm gonna put these on.
But yeah, so it's been 2 days. It's been 2 days since Hachi got that money from her mom. So we've got this text message that Shoji is reading. And
Yeah.
she's like, I've got a job and you're not answering,
And
the
he knows
phone.
that. So it's been it, but see, but it was 2 days since when? We have on the 18th, Nana loses her job
Mm-hmm.
and gets marriage money. On the 19th, or Hachi, and gets marriage money. That's how I wrote it down.
Yeah, she gets marriage money.
What else is it? It's marriage money. Okay.
It's marriage money.
So on the 19th, she gets her job at the magazine. Yasu moves to Tokyo. And Shoji begins sleeping with Sachiko. And now we're at the 20th. So this is like... But see, here's the thing. Okay, no. See?
It's Yazawa time.
It's Yazawa time because now this doesn't match up, right?
Right.
Oh, maybe it was 1:58 a.m.
Yeah, in the morning.
Okay, then because she was at band practice. It was after band practice, so that probably went late. So it was probably like a.m. that she messaged, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so then he's seeing it probably at like 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We'll guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm typing this
Makes
out.
sense. Okay. So yeah, it's a whole message about, like you're not answering your phone, sad face, and are you cheating on me with Sachiko? Which is wow. She's like, I have a lot to tell you.
No, but like that's the thing. Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
But she doesn't know that Sachiko's real yet.
No, because no one's told her. And Shoji is sad.
Of course he is guilty.
Yeah, he's
charged.
He messed up. He's torn.
Mm-hmm. He's torn because then he walks over and like looks at Sachiko and like tucks her in so she doesn't get chilly because she's tiny and naked.
Yeah, she's so small. And also, I did not realize that they went to her place.
They went to her place.
It didn't dawn on me until this.
Yeah, because like she's the stop before his. She's closer.
That's right. Oh, okay. Yeah, they ran on the train. No, it's fine.
We don't know how they got there. Remember, we have no idea. Like suddenly it was this thing, and then suddenly they're doing it. So like we don't know the logistics.
We don't know, but we assume that they went there just to talk, and then things happened. So
that's the assumption is that it was innocent.
Yeah. But then now we're going to a restaurant with
I think that they're at Jun and Kyosuke's apartment.
Really?
Are they at a restaurant? Oh, they are at a restaurant. Okay,
I'm
looking at the background.
I'm looking at the background. I'm just like, that's a lot of soy sauce.
Personally just assumed that he went over to Jun and Kyosuke's to talk to Kyosuke.
Oh, no. He must have like texted Kyosuke and been like, can we like meet up?
Yeah. Because he asked Kyosuke, have you ever cheated on one of your girlfriends? And the look on Kyosuke's face.
Oh, he's shocked. He's shocked.
He's like, oh, it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. He drops his noodles. He's so shocked.
Right. And then he's like, you did it with Sachiko?
Yeah.
And Shoji screams at him, the defendant can only answer the questions.
I know. And then he's got his guilty face like all throughout this section. Just.
And then Kyosuke says never. And Shoji is like, liar. He screams liar.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Because like Kyosuke is actually like a good dude.
It's true, but I do wonder about that. Well, because Shoji starts to go into Kyosuke's like history with women in this section. Like, oh, you were such a slimeball senior year of high school and you know it. And Kyosuke's like, what? He's like, no, I remember, like, that college girl you met at the club, the nurse from the hospital when you crashed your motorcycle, Tamura from school's sister. and they're all older, and he calls him a robber, which is weird because I'm like, how can you be, oh, grave robber, not grave robber. I just got that.
He even references like a girl in the 6th grade.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not in mine because we have slightly different translation.
Yeah. And they don't call like school, they call it terminal, which I think is funny. And Kyosuke's like, you even remember Tamara's sister? Because like he's like, and Tamara's sister in 6th grade of terminal. And he's like, what a great memory.
Oh,
but like
Shoji.
he's like, but it is not the same. Like he's talking about 6th grade. I mean, was Kyosuke fucking in 6th grade?
No,
is
it's
that the
probably like,
implication? You know what I mean, though? That's the way he's
yeah.
treating it. That's the way he's treating
True.
it. And it's
True.
like, not the same. Not the same, sir. Not the
No.
same.
He's looking for, well, even Kioski even says it. He's like, misery loves company. But like, because Shoji's just yelling at him. He's just like, you're such a hoe. Like, with a history like that, you mean you tell me like you didn't cheat? And
Like, yeah, no, I mean, that's not what Vi says.
does it not?
No, it says anyway, with a past like that, it's impossible that you've never cheated on a girl. And Kyosuke thinks to himself, does he need an alter ego so much?
Yes, he does, I think.
He does, though. Like, right now, he's trying to project, right? He's trying to find that common ground. And Kyosuke is his best friend, and Kyosuke is cool.
Yeah, he's just chill.
But the fact that, like, Shoji doesn't know him that well, like, that's also, like, this weird thing, because he's trying to project his feelings. It's like he's forgetting who Kyosuke is.
Shoji doesn't seem the type of guy. Okay, like honestly, Nate has had guy friends like this where like they will project stuff onto Nate. I'm thinking of one person in particular. That you like, we're projecting stuff onto Nate. Like, Nate, you totally do this and do that. And Nate's like, no, I don't. Very Kyosuke. Very like, no,
right. No,
actually
like,
never.
Right. You're assuming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I think maybe it's also a matter of they've never talked about it.
That could be it too.
A lot of times when we don't have those discussions with like our peers, then they assume that we also, because it's never been discussed.
Yeah. And that, okay, I have to say that concept is very weird to me because I spill everything.
Assumption is always a problem. Yeah, assumption is always an issue though. Beginning and be all, don't assume. Never assume. Right?
Never assume. It's bad.
It's like always take things for exactly how they are, and if you're curious about something, just ask.
Yeah. Or you could just tell everybody. That's just me. Maybe don't be like me.
You could do that too. You could do that too, right? I mean, I feel like assumption is very much like a neurotypical like social pattern though. You know what I mean? Like it's just like what is socially acceptable is always assumed. Or like you're supposed to know what that means even if I don't say it.
Right.
I feel like it's still it's in that box, you know. Which is just bad communication.
It is. Remember what we said. We got to get better at communicating.
We have to get better at communicating. I shared this meme with my friend. Oh my god, I'm sorry, tangent. I shared this meme with my friend about how like my circles of interaction are so queer and like neurodivergent that I forget that we're the minority until I'm sitting in a room with people who aren't talking over each other, making normal eye contact and sitting still and wondering what's wrong with them. And I'm like, it's true. I'm not sorry.
No, it is true. That actually is true. When you're talking to someone, you're like, oh, you don't. Oh,
but like when you're in a room of like people who like can do the things, then you forget that it's like, oh yeah, I am a part of like minority groups. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You mean your brain doesn't also do this? Oh,
right. You mean you could sit still for that long? That's adorable. So Kyosuke goes on to say that like those were good times. It was probably the time of my life when I had the most success with girls. But now I don't have so much success anymore. And it's like, Kyosuke. And he's like, I wonder why. And it's like, Kyosuke, you know why.
Yeah, you know why.
And so, like, Shoji starts challenging him. And he's like, so if you had success, you'd cheat on Junko? And Kyosuke's like, of course not. And
He's like,
Shoji's like,
no.
why not?
Uh,
Because Junko scares you, and it's like, and he's like, she's terrifying. She was a Yankee before, and it's like, why? Like, Shoji, I'm concerned. Like, I'm concerned.
he calls her an ex-gangster in mine.
I mean, that's
Like,
kind of what a Yankee
yeah,
is,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just wants a scapegoat so bad right now.
He wants common ground. He wants
Yeah.
advice from a place of common ground. And he expected
Hmm.
to get advice from someone who had experienced the thing he's experiencing from his best friend.
Hmm.
He walked in
Joke.
with an expectation.
He did. Joke's on you, Shoji. You're wrong guy.
Right? Right. And so Kyosuke is like, because I'd be afraid of losing her. Like, and now
Hmm.
Shoji is sad because, like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. Hmm. But then
Mhm.
we sort of move on to,
We move on to Nana
oh
at her new
boy.
job.
Yeah, oh boy. So has it been 2 days of her working at this job?
No. Because, like, okay, so, April 18th, Nana
Okay.
Kay loses her job, gets marriage money. April 19th, Nana Kay starts job at a magazine. Yasu moves to Tokyo. Shoji begins sleeping with Sachiko. Okay, so the 20th, Shoji reads Nana's message about a job. Now, the day that she got the interview, so let's see.
Hmm.
She's on day 2 of working at the magazine. If it's the 20th still, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, wait, the 19th is when she had her interview.
Yeah, that's why I
Or was
was
it the
like,
20th that she had her interview? Are we on the
I,
21st now?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
because
know.
no, remember she went to her interview because okay, so oh, this is wrong. Because is it wrong? She goes well, she starts her job because she gets the interview and she gets the job right away, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was just wondering because this next section she's talking about all the things at her job that really suck, and I'm like, it must have a week must have gone by to get all of these things that she
Oh, no, that's
completely
not in Yazawa
hates.
time.
All right, this is Yazawa time.
This is
30
Yazawa time. It
seconds.
could have been 30 seconds.
It
It
could
could have
have
been
it could have
half a
been.
day, right? So anyway,
Yeah.
Nana is already, but I'm gonna say that it's like the weekend. So I'm gonna say it's been the full week by the time that they meet up. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
say that
makes
we
sense.
jumped timelines, right? So all of this happened within a week. We'll just say that until I
In
have it.
my
Wait,
yeah.
when's my next
Yeah, 'cause
timestamp? Isn't for like 10 days.
okay, because I know, okay, so in this section, at least the part in here, she's talking about, this woman that she works with. And she's just like, "Oh, she's such a bitch. How do you call it? Queen bitch? Miss Komatsu, you can't even make a cup of tea. Who would ever want to marry you? Sakagimi, you're the old maid at 38." And I'm like, "Oh, Hachi, calm down." Um,
She does not curse her out as much in mine. She
oh,
calls her
she's
like an old lady, like
there's so
um
much swearing on mine.
she
She's
says
just
that
like,
she's like she says that she's too annoying. That's what she says, and she doesn't call her a bitch until the very very end. It says, and I say that you've forgotten to live your life, Sakagumi, 38-year-old bitch. And she says bitch as she slams down her beer.
yeah, she does. Anyway, so there's this person that she works with who's clearly, well, we'll get to her, but she Shoji has this look like, oh man, the complaining.
No, it's
Um
not. It's not the complaining. That is not that look.
well,
That
I
is
feel
not
like in
that
this
look.
whole is it not? He feels so
It's his
preoccupied in
guilt.
this.
He's
Um
not present. That's that look. Is he's trying to be present. He wants to talk to her, but like Nana's not paying attention to him. She's not
no,
reading any of his emotions or what's going on with him still, right? That's just like the
no.
ongoing theme, right?
Yeah.
She thinks that everything's fine.
Well, she does think that, yeah, because like later, not like now, but like later, she thinks he's mad, and I'm like, no, he's not mad. He's not even here. Yeah, he's not here. He's
Yeah, he's checked out.
preoccupied.
Like that look is like, oh shit, like I need to talk to her, but she's like off in a bad mood.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's how I read that look.
Yeah, I just thought it was just like a, kind of look, just a
Right?
vacant 100-yard
And
stare.
And so then like Nana asks, or Hachi asks, like, what's wrong with you, Soji? Um, you don't really react today, do you? And he's like, no, Nana, don't say she's a bitch. Are you influenced by your flatmate's vulgarity or what?
Yeah, which I'm like, rude.
And so she just goes back to complaining.
Yeah,
Like,
and
but see, the thing is like that would have been a great interlude for Hachi, like if she cared to ask what's going on in your life then. Like, change the subject, but she goes straight back into like complaining about her new job.
yeah,
And
she
more complaints, right? And
yeah,
then
she
Shoji's
talked
is
with the
like, well,
publisher.
then stop.
Yeah, so
Like,
in mine, I don't know if it says it in yours, but she said that she had to work over the weekend. So I'm like, oh, okay.
no,
There.
no, that's no, it doesn't say that. It says, but she's exhausting me. What's more, it's a small company, but there are a ton of small jobs. People ask me so many things and I can never leave on time. 2 days off? You're kidding me. I've had enough. I want to stop.
That's a typical like grown-up person job
That's
though,
a grown-up
actually.
job. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's like
And like that's also kind of part of the Japanese work-life balance is like overtime is just kind of expected and like assumed.
hmm Yeah.
Like that's why they have things like morning exercises nationally. It's because like, it is an imperialist nation, but like, it's just I don't know. It's a different form of capitalism than it is in the States, that's for sure. But yeah, especially like entry level jobs, like it's kind of just an overall expectation that you're going to end up working more at an entry level
Yeah.
than what they're telling you,
hmm
right? Because like you're at the bottom of the pyramid essentially.
Yeah. And honestly, I know Shoji is checked out, but like on the reread of this, Reno, because I don't know, I felt like Hachi was being very, very bratty in just this
She is a brat.
section. Oh,
She's a
I know.
brat.
She is, but like more bratty today, like than normal. I'm
She
just
just
like,
needs
ah,
she needs a
Lord.
partner who's going to treat her healthfully like a brat.
Yes, because
Yes.
in this, because
See what I'm
she's,
saying? That would be so good for her.
yeah, it would, because, she gets
She needs
mean
a reward
later,
system.
like a puppy.
Oh
You're a good doggy. Have a bone.
goodness. No,
Yeah,
you have to drink your water. You have to.
yeah, no, you do. You must do the things. But
Uh-huh.
he
Uh-huh.
tells her to, quit her adult job, and she's like, well, that's easy for you to say. And he's like, well, you just said you wanted to quit, and she's like, yeah, but I can't because I don't know if I can find a better one. I got to work to eat, so I just got to deal with it. And
Yeah,
then,
I actually like yeah, I think that this part's really yucky. Like, because she's just like projecting and dumping onto him because she's like, whatever you say, you're a student, your parents send you money. If you hadn't have bought things like your computer, you wouldn't have problems living, right? We don't have
yeah,
the same problems. And it's like, honey, you can't. You fucking chose. You chose all of this. I'm sorry you're
I
so
know.
charmed that like you're getting a little like spoon of reality, just a little tiny like a spoonful of sugar sort of Mary Poppins shit. But
Yeah,
like that's not fair to Shoji. Like I don't think that's
no.
fair.
No, it really isn't. I felt like in this one, me reading it, I was like, oh, it's my turn to be angry at Hachi because I was like, stop being such a brat. Oh my God, you wanted the lady job. It comes
But
with
this is the same stuff as
dummy
before.
rules.
Right? This is the
Oh, but
same stuff as it's this, but this is the same. This
mm,
comment is just her admitting, right? The same stuff before she even got the apartment with Nana. It's still the same.
yeah, it's still, I don't know. It felt
It's
worse
just
to me.
the difference is she's not expecting him now to take care of her. That's the only difference,
hmm And
right? It's still the same assumption.
he's not really listening anyway, though.
No,
Like not.
no, because he's like guilt ridden.
Yeah, he's just thinking. He's over there thinking, like, just. all the
But like,
things.
but he's also thinking about this too, because this is a theme for her. Just because she's changed her directive, she's still
Hmm.
treating his money like her money. She's
Yeah.
still treating his efforts, his labor, like it's hers
Hmm.
without matching it, right? And that's where she automatically jumps to when she's angry,
Hmm.
is being like, this is mine,
True.
without an exchange.
Yeah.
And then judging what he does with the labor that he puts in for his future.
Hmm.
And he doesn't know her like weird pipe dream that she needs this job to buy a pavilion.
No, because that's the nature of their relationship. They don't communicate at all.
Right.
They don't talk about
Right.
anything.
Right. And so then she feels like shit, as she should.
As she should, because she was God. She's like all the, but now she's like in her head. She's just completely in her head. Like, oh, it blows. How did it come to it? Why can't I just, like be cute around Shoji and nice? And I'm like, yeah,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
good
no,
question.
that is not what she says in mine. She says maybe, finally, I shouldn't have been friends with him first. Like that's in mine, like she's like, why am I like this? Maybe I shouldn't have been friends with him first.
That's kind of that's like a weird thing to think.
I don't think so, because like I think she's basing it on how comfortable she is and how much she knows about him.
Mm, I guess. I don't know. That's not how. Oh, Hachi. It's not how things. I don't know. I think the friends first is better thing, but then again,
No, yeah, on a personal level, right? But they're also 20 and
yeah.
they were friends first and then started dating and he promptly left for like a
Mm-hmm.
year,
Yeah.
maybe
But
a year. I haven't
maybe a
worked that
year.
out yet. A long time.
Yeah. But so they're walking back to her place. He walks her back to her apartment.
Yeah.
And she's kind of wondering why he doesn't say come over to my place because because she did all like she was a brat and now she's like, well, we need to make up, but it's that goes back to that like, well, we have to have sex in order to make up kind of
Oh, see, mine doesn't
mentality.
go there.
Mine totally does.
Yeah, this is, and I reread those first chapters, and my opinions are different
Mm,
based on fan translations versus like Viz Media translations.
fair.
Yeah, no, like it changed my perspective, and I'm like, okay, this is why I'm thinking different than what I thought. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
yeah, mine doesn't even mention like any doing it stuff. Um, it says if he doesn't tell me come home, we won't be able to make up. That's it.
yeah.
Um, and so then she invites him in,
Hmm.
and he says, "No, it's okay. Tomorrow you're working early too, right?" And then he just says good night. Like,
Yep.
and like he looks like forlorn.
Yeah. And
I think that's the
she's
best word.
yeah, no, he does, but she reads it as mad. Like, oh, he's just
I
like,
don't see. I don't think she's reading it as mad.
oh,
I
it's
don't
because
think.
it's in
I
my
think that.
translation. That's what she
Yeah,
says.
like I mean, it
She's
says
like, "Don't
don't give
smile
up
at me."
on. Don't give me an understanding smile when you're mad. But like, I
Yeah.
don't think that. I think that maybe she doesn't have the words because of the look on her face too. Again, the assumption.
Yeah. I'm like, well,
And then she goes on to say or think more specifically, if you don't tell me honestly, I can't apologize.
it's true. But also, she
Um,
was like mindful with her words, like more mindful with her words. It's like you wouldn't necessarily have to say "I'm sorry"
right.
all the time.
All the time. All the
All
time.
the
But now he's got a
time.
big I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, he does.
Which isn't even an I'm sorry. So like but it plays out fine in the end. Kind of.
Kind of. Yeah,
Kind of
you know,
in the shoujo department anyway.
true.
And so then we go back to work.
So many Japanese
And
names. Anyway.
and so her boss is, when will you sort the postal cards? You're really stupid. She calls her stupid. She calls her stupid. And And Hachi's like, oh,
Oh
forgive
man.
me, Miss Sakagami.
But she's like mad. She's got like a little mad like
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah,
brain
oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know that she's being spicy about it.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, so sorry." Ugh. So this is just like her day at work.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see.
uh,
So she's in this magazine. She's complaining because like she's an office assistant. She's a
mhm,
copy girl. Like she's a copy
mhm,
girl. That's
exactly.
that's her job. It's an intern level job, like essentially, right?
Yeah.
And
And
like what she's not seeing is if she was actually dedicated and did the things, she could work her way up. Like this
this
is
is
a job that
true.
you can actually work your way up.
And she was crazy for wearing those heels. She's like, "Oh God, these heels." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like,
But she has no experience. She has no experience.
oh,
She has no
I know.
lived experience, you know? So, like,
No.
that's what she's kind of trying to get. But she doesn't, I don't know, me at 20, me now, I'm just like, what is that? Like, I don't know. Time is weird. It doesn't exist. I thought it was Friday. So, like, you know, that happens like 4 times a week. So relatable.
Right.
Not knowing the right
Uh,
shoes, that's easy. Like that's an easy one to fix.
true.
Um but
So
yeah, so
she's
then there's
going
like this
around
creepy
delivering
old
things.
dude. Right. Like
Yeah.
this creepy
And he's
old dude
creepy.
asks her if she wants to get a drink.
And she's like,
Um
"No." And the answer was no.
right? She says it's embarrassing to him. Yeah. Straight up.
Oh, I'm glad. In mine, she just says, no thanks. I
No,
like yours
she
better.
tells
So
him he's
direct.
embarrassing. And
No,
then she's
that's
like,
good.
I mean, and then she's like, I mean, it's out of the question.
I mean, I like no. The first one was good, Hachi, because that's a clear boundary. Like, no, ew.
Oh, absolutely. And then, like, a little side panel for me, it says, the chief editor is the kind of person to commit sexual harassment. He's got the face.
Oh, he does though, because
He's got the look.
he's got the creeper stash. He's yeah. Ugh.
Well, and the hair, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And like
Yeah.
the button down collared shirt, like it's like a few buttons showing his like weird little chest. Like,
Yeah, and there's probably like three
yeah,
hairs that are just like
right. You know, just hanging out.
yeah. And then
Totally, totally.
yeah, she talks about the other people that work there too, but that they're all old suits, which that tracks. That
Yeah,
totally
absolutely.
tracks.
I wouldn't say so much like now. And I would also say it's like it is a small magazine, so you know, if it was a bigger, I don't know, I feel like a lot of youthful magazines try to get the youth working.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I watched a
Um,
um I watched a YouTube video about this guy who was from Japan, and
uh,
he's Japanese. Sorry. I'll have to go find it and like put it in the chat or something, but he was literally talking about how just like working is like in Japan, and he's like it really is like it's mostly all older folks that are in the company, and it's actually a small margin of young people that actually
mhm.
work there. So
Right, because like,
this
well,
makes
they also
sense.
don't treat it like in an ageist way, I guess is a good way to put it. Um,
Mm,
but like the
yeah.
work culture is very different, I would say.
Hmm.
And I mean, like even if we talk about like the continental U.S., we have variations based on region of work culture. You
Hmm.
know, like the way that they like treat interns versus somebody who's like a senior editor. Like obviously, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be that variable difference because um there's always a battle of something, right?
Hmm.
Whether it be
Yeah.
ageism of the young or ageism of the older. Like it's always like a topic of concern and a topic of conversation based on, you know, what that thing is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, right? And I think that like depending on that work culture, especially like in magazine culture, I feel like or fashion even,
Hmm.
mainstream cultural like media I feel like it's the type of thing, like if you started out at Teen Vogue and you don't make your way to like senior editor, then you're gonna age out of that position once you hit like a certain timeline, and you're going to want to look to work for a magazine that's maybe Vogue. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be in Teen Vogue anymore because you've aged out of the demographic of understanding the culture around it, right? And so if this is a magazine that like pertains to 20 to 30 something year olds, that's what's really fascinating. And since it's a smaller magazine, they may just end up taking who ends up doesn't make it in the bigger magazine. I feel like for young people, this, like for somebody like Hachi, if she was actually taking it seriously and wanted to work in editorial, she would see it as a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
But since she doesn't know what she wants, except for a pavilion, and 3 wedding dresses.
Like, why isn't the Demon Lord given that to me yet? I don't understand.
Right. So it's kind of a perfect fit for her because she doesn't have like career drive.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But yeah, so she's questioning that she thought that this was a magazine for young people. And all of the workers are old men except for that dude.
Yeah, except for this one guy.
Right. Who's also like flirting with her because there's a little heart next to him too. And
yeah, he's so creepy.
Well, yeah, he's kind of a goober.
Yep.
I mean, a goober is the word, right?
Yeah.
He's just unkempt.
Mm-hmm.
He's drawn unkemptly, kind of sloppily.
Yeah.
And so then she gets in trouble again because she doesn't know how to make photocopies.
Which is facts, because I don't think she knows how to make photocopies.
Right, but it's like, have you never made a photo? I don't know. That's just like a weird thing to me. She went to a technical art college.
I don't know. Maybe she.
But if she didn't take like secretarial classes, I don't know if that's a thing. And do they have like photocopying 101? I don't know.
I mean, you think that they probably should, but just based off Hachi's personality.
I feel like using a photocopy. Well, photocopiers are like horrible. It doesn't matter if you know how to use them or not.
True. It depends on the year too of the one that
they're always breaking. It doesn't matter. Even today, today, they're always breaking. They're always printing stuff backwards. If you like, I don't know. I have to play all my video games inverted, and I even have like my webcam inverted because it confuses me if it's not the direction I need it to be.
Yeah, there's always a.
So I used to intentionally like print things like upside down. Because like that's how it made sense for a mirror reflection to be accurate, right?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
There's always a tray. Like tray 2 is jammed. Like it's stupid.
Photocopiers are just like a waste of resources and time, in my opinion. But this is also like the early 2000s, so
yeah.
They didn't have everything digitalized yet because also she's working with old people. Like like pieces of paper are required, right?
Mm-hmm. Gotta physically see it.
Mm-hmm. And now she's like on the train and it's full and she looks miserable. Of course it is. You knew what the job was. You just glamorized it and idealized it so extensively.
Right? She built her dreams. She built her brain palace castle dream and was
exactly. And now she's walking up the stairs and complaining about being on the 7th floor. And it's like, oh, honey, like this is showing me you've never actually worked a full day of work in your life.
Right. And also you can take your shoes off. It's fine.
You can take your shoes off. But like people don't understand how taxing office jobs actually are.
Yeah, with a commute too, it sucks.
It's so much, right?
It is.
And like people think it's like cushy compared to like manual labor and stuff, but I think that there's more freedom in manual labor.
Yeah, there can be.
Like blue collar versus white collar, like there's big dressing, like none are easy, right? But like office jobs, it's also like there's so much like they're stagnant that alone makes you tired.
Yeah. Exactly. I like finding stuff to do is just so.
Yeah, because you have to stay busy.
And
that's more stressful than like having things to do.
Yeah, it's how I wrote my first novel because literally the slog. So
Right. Well, looking like you're busy is a part of it.
I know it's crap. Any anyway.
Anyway, she like finally makes it up the stairs, and she's exhausted and out of breath and coughing. And Nana's there, and she's like, "I'm back," and she like yells it. It looks like she's dying. She's got the little lines under her eyes.
And Nana's like, Hachi! She's so happy.
She's so excited. Yeah,
She's
she yells
excited.
Hachiko, and Hachi's like, no, your smile is blinding."
Right? Like, I have no spoons. You have all the spoons. But she's excited
And
because they got a show.
they have their first concert in Tokyo.
Yeah. It's gonna be
It's
great.
been, let me see. Hold on, let's see how many days it took. Well, let's see. So Nobu arrived on the 9th of March.
Mhm.
And this is roughly the end of April.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, roughly the end of April.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nana's explaining that there's like a withdrawal from this event that was organized at a concert room. And so they're able to play on May 5th, which is an important day. And if for a half of an hour. So like actually that's a pretty long set. So that's pretty rad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And so now Hachi's happy.
She's very happy. It's like all the stress of the day is just gone, and she's just.
And then the whole band is there, and they're so cool.
Yeah, they're so happy. They're also very happy. Everybody's very stoked.
So let's see. So like they're hugging because the thing, and now we are back to Shoji and Sachiko.
They're at her place.
And they're at her place, at her apartment, which is number 602. Because she is not actually in the Demon Lord's favor.
No. She gets sixes only.
Right. Hey, 6 is actually a really good number, okay?
It's true. She was just manifesting.
It's more fortunate than 7.
Well, that's probably why. It's like he manifested, like he made her, and he was like, "I will give you a fortuitous number."
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm putting you in a really sticky situation, so here you go. He created her.
Yes.
Out of the ether, from the Orphic egg itself. So they're talking about May 5th, and May 5th is Children's Day. And so they put these little flags out for Children's Day, and Sachiko happens to have one because she got it from their boss at work. And so Shoji doesn't know that May 5th is her birthday, and so she won't be working, and so that's why the boss gave her one, is because she won't be able to be there for the cute little flags and things. And Shoji's like, "You should have told me sooner that it's your birthday," and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he's making plans. Like he's like making plans to, you know, like
he's making plans with her.
Yeah, he's like, "I get off, let's go out," and she's like, "Oh, really?" And he looks, I don't know how to interpret that look. Yeah.
Like he looks happy. I think that like the thing is this is the type of thing that Shoji wants from a relationship. And like the weird sentimental look he ends up having, I think it's because like he's recognizing that this is what I've been wanting.
And this is good. This is healthy. Like, let's do stuff.
Absolutely,
let's go out.
Absolutely. But here's the unhealthy part. Her phone, or his phone, starts ringing, and he didn't turn off his phone. Which means like he was already preconceiving that he should have turned his phone off.
Yeah.
Right? So we also don't know how much time they've spent together, because it's been like a week.
Yeah.
They're dating.
Yeah. This is, yeah.
And see, like this part here, so within this part, and then moving into like the end of the chapter, this is the area where I could see people actually like being upset with Sachiko
Yeah.
because she
Yeah.
could have, like, even after like sleeping with him, she could have set a boundary. She could have been like,
Mhm.
if we're gonna do this, you need to break up with your girlfriend. Like, I'm not going to be that girl.
Yeah, that's true. But isn't she also like 20 or
Yeah,
just she's
yeah,
also young?
definitely. Right. That's the other part of it though, is like she's probably never had this experience before. So how does she know about that boundary?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But like she does have those sensational feelings.
Yeah.
She does have them, and she could say, I don't like this. They've had like all this time. They're just
Hmm.
hanging out casually.
Yeah. But it
It could have
feels
been talked
so,
about.
I know, but it also feels so nice when you're so happy and you're just like everything else, especially
But
if
we
I get the
see we
sense
see
that
the
like they
the
go
bear
away.
of that
Like
later. Yeah.
yeah, but I think everything around them
But it
just
is
sort of
Shoji's
goes away.
responsibility. It is not her responsibility.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think the world disappears when they're together for both of them. That's
For both
why.
of them, because like it
Yeah.
is genuine. They have something
Hmm.
that is like innocent and sweet. It's not innocent, but it's innocent and sweet if you take out this other part.
Yeah.
Um
Oh
and
no.
and so she's like, it's your girlfriend, right? If you never
Yeah.
answer, she'll end up suspecting something.
Hmm.
Right? So like she's aware.
Yeah. But she leaves the room.
That's and if she can say something like that, my point is that if she can say something like that because she already knows that, she can easily
Hmm.
say, we need to stop until you figure your shit out.
That's true. But you don't want to let go. You don't want to let go when you're so happy, you know? Just like, but maybe isn't that like that would be my fear, honestly. It's just like, okay, well, but maybe he will choose her over me and then everything will hurt. So you just want to hold on as long as possible so nothing
But she's also
hurts.
hurting. But she's also hurting.
Yeah. Well, it'll hurt worse.
She's hurting in the situation that she's in as well. Like she ends up going out onto the balcony, so who knows what she's thinking? Because she's not a
Hmm.
main character, so we don't know what she's thinking.
No. But he answers
And
his phone
so he
anyway.
answers his phone, and like his little thought bubbles. He's like, "What am I doing? I'm not handling the situation."
No,
And he
you're
says,
not.
"Hello," and it's Nana, and she's like, or Hachi,
Yeah.
Nana Hachi, Nanake.
Not.
She's like super happy, like she's super happy, she's excited, and she's
Hmm.
like, "Hello, Shoji, you're not asleep yet. Guess what? Nana's band is having its first concert," and he's like, "Oh, yeah, cool, that's
Hmm.
great." I don't imagine like actual inflection in his voice because of the look on his face. I imagine it
No,
being like kind
yeah.
of like robotic. Oh yeah, cool. That's great. Like forced, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, because well, he's not engaged because he's just looking at Sachiko like
He's
out
worried about
out.
Sachiko.
Yeah, he's not engaged. Again,
Yeah.
he's
And
split
so
the
she's like,
difference.
it's May 5th at 8,
Hmm.
right? And he's like,
And
the 5th? He's like, the 5th isn't possible. Sorry.
hmm.
And Hachi's like, you can't, you're working. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh no, you really can't work it out so you can go. And he's like, well, on the holidays, we have a lot of customers, so we can't have any days off. I'm really sorry. Um, and so,
Hmm.
like, Nana's sad. Of course she is, right?
Hmm.
And then it pans to Shoji going out to Sachiko on the patio and, like, holding her.
Hmm. And
And
this is the
so,
second time
yeah.
he chooses her. Just,
Yep,
you know,
yeah, because, like, that's the thing. They're broken up. Hachi doesn't know they're broken up.
that look on her face too when she's out there is it's very, very
She
sad, but
knows. That's what I'm saying. Like, she is in pain.
oh yeah, no, she is, but at the same time, like, because I've been in this situation, you're worried that whatever is going to happen in the thing that you've chosen not to listen to is that person is going to be taken away. And when he comes out
Hmm.
and hugs her, it's so
Hmm.
like, oh, you're still here, you
Right.
know,
No,
you,
absolutely.
and I'm
It
just,
doesn't. It's the balance of it though, and like the fact is that she does know better.
Yeah.
She does. She does know
Mhm.
better. And Shoji is not handling his business. And like
No.
in regard to even if you're 20, even if like you feel like this is the best thing ever and you don't ever want to lose it, you're
Mhm.
hurting other people.
Yeah. Oh, it's all, yeah, it's never good, guys. Like, I'm not saying this is ideal, like ever. It's just like, that sensational feeling of like, oh, that it hurts, but also don't go because I'm so happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like
It
honestly though, if it's
sucks.
meant to be, it'll still work out even if she sets the boundaries.
That's
Like
true.
that's it, right? But
Hmm.
I don't believe in free will. So hey. Um so it's so for Children's Day, he says we'll do Mamamaki together. And she says, but that's for Satsubin Shoji. And I think that's really cute. He like completely mixed up the holidays.
Yeah, it's something about like throwing beans around the house so that
It's Makamaki is the bean throwing
yeah.
portion of the festival of Satsubin, and Satsubin is generally like in I think early February. Um,
Hmm.
and so because like earlier he mentioned them having chimaki, which is like rice dumpling wrapped in bamboo leaves, but
Yeah.
that particular bean throwing festival, it happens like February, like I think it's from like the 1st to the 3rd, depending on when the first day of spring of the lunar calendar, the Japanese lunar calendar specifically, happens.
Hmm.
And so that festival itself is to chase away the evil spirits at the beginning of spring.
Hmm. So technically, isn't that festival already over?
Yeah, February.
He's,
We're in May.
we're like, yeah, we're creeping up here on
Like
like May.
yeah, but like she thinks it's funny and cute because he's trying and he got his holidays mixed up, which means that like she's more traditional than he is.
Fair. That's okay.
Like that's yeah, I think that's cute. You know what I
That is
mean? Like
cute.
he's trying. He's gonna try
Hmm.
for somebody.
That's true. My God, man, for somebody.
Right? Right?
But that's cute because
Yeah,
he like kisses her forehead. It's cute.
yeah, like no, they're good together. It's just
This is a yeah. There's things.
yeah, there's things, right?
Eh,
Shoji needs to take care of his business, and he should have done it, and he should have already done it. That's the thing. Is
That's
he
the
should have
thing.
already done it. He should have done it before anything happened with Sachiko. That's the
Hmm.
reality. Is like he knew. No matter how
Hmm.
hard he was fighting it, it didn't matter.
Hmm.
He could have at least like said, "Hey, I need a break. I'm having mixed feelings." You know what I mean? Like anything.
Yeah.
Anything at
Yeah.
all. Like even through text message would have been better than what he's doing.
That's true. Agreed.
Okay, cool. Like
So.
Shoji is a dick. That's it. Um, doesn't
But
matter if
we're
he's got good qualities or not. He's still being a dick.
yeah, no, he is. But we're moving.
We're moving
There's a
on to June.
yeah, like there's a transitional thing of a paintbrush, and we're
Yeah.
moving on to Junko, who is painting in the woods.
I think she's in a park. I don't think
She's in
she's
a
in the
park.
forest.
No,
She's in the woods, deep in the
there's
woods, deep.
yeah. I know. I'm like, oh no, not the woods. There's a park bench. Never mind.
She just hiked up there, you know.
Hey, some people do, you know.
I know, yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Um, and so she's painting and she glances over and she's like, "What are you looking at? I can't concentrate." And it's fucking Kyosuke and he's standing like in the dark.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
But I think it's actually really sweet because he's like, I don't know. It's creepy, right? It's
Yeah.
creepy.
I don't
But
know. Okay,
well,
what does he say in
what if it was a
yours?
stranger? Like that's the
Oh
thing.
yeah.
If he was a stranger, it'd be like when you feel someone when you're in concentration and you feel someone starting to look at you,
Yeah.
it's
It's
that okay.
yeah, it's weird.
That's my point, right? But it is sweet because like he's admiring her. Like that's what that is.
Hmm.
It's what it says in mine is, "Hey, I was telling myself that there was a pretty girl over there, and finally it was you. Finally, and finally, I have to
Mm.
like I have a weird little story. So I was dating this guy, and like we were like at the bar. He went to the bathroom, right? And like
Mhm.
me being my autistic ass and reflecting back on this particular situation that's like burned in my brain. He walks up and he's like, yeah, I saw this like really hot girl, blah blah blah, and he's telling me all about it. And I got pissed at him, but then after I got pissed at him, I found out he was talking about me. And he was trying to be
Huh.
cute, but it didn't land well.
Oh no.
Right? And so that's kind of like how like I feel like she's having a similar reaction with this look of just like, oh geez. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I like yours better because in mine I do not like what Kyosuke says. Because he's like, oh well, I thought I saw this hot lady, but then I realized it was just you. And I'm like, ugh.
oh yeah, no.
And I know that there are people out there that have relationships that are like that, but I've never liked that kind of,
No, neither have I. Like it's double
yeah,
hand. It's like backhanded. It's a backhanded
yeah,
compliment. Yeah.
it's, yeah, it's
It makes
gross.
yeah, it's a backhand. It's a backhanded compliment. Like it's passive
Mm,
aggressive.
yeah, I don't like it. So no, no, Kioske. Your translation's
Mine
better.
is better. Yeah, mine is better.
So much better.
And then she
Oh,
says, "You won't get anything more by seducing me once more."
oh no.
And he says, "I don't want anything more as long as you stay here close to me." I
So cute.
know.
I love it.
I love him.
When June's
I
like
love this old
suspicious. She's
right,
like, "Are
right,
you okay?"
right. What she says? What's happening to you? Have you eaten? I'd forgotten to tell you, but the eggs are in the eggs that are in the fridge are expired. As in, did you eat those? Are you sick?
He's like,
Oh
No,
gosh.
no, that's not it at all."
Yeah, and he's like, it's not that. These last few days, I spent my time wondering why people's hearts changed, and it made me sad.
He's like thinking about the
He's being very
Shoshi.
pensive about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been thinking about that situation that's going
Yeah,
on right
yeah. Well, I
now.
mean, but like also, it is. I think that that's something that happens. I mean, Venus
Hmm.
is probably in retrograde at this point in the story. I can look. Hold on.
Let's see. It's the year is 2001, right? Is it 2000? No,
It's
I'm wrong.
2001. Yeah, it's
It's 2001.
2001.
Sorry, I have to
Yep,
go look at.
that's where we're
Okay,
at. Hold on.
I
I
have
got
to.
my timeline up. I just have to scroll up. Yeah, we're
What's
in
going on with the
2001.
planets?
It's the end of April.
Yeah,
Early March or early May. See, here's the thing. We don't know how many days, so like it's like about then, but
yeah,
that's fine because
thereabouts.
I can see. That's enough.
Every podcast should have an astrologer on it. I'm just saying, it would make things so much better.
So we're just gonna say like it's about this time because why not? I have problems.
Oh no, it's good. Because I'm always curious too. I'm like, what is happening? There's only one person who knows.
No, no. Let me
No,
see.
no.
No, hold on. Let's move the days around a little bit.
Okay.
No. What's
What's
Mercury doing?
happening?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, this is a fictional chart. This didn't happen in real life, so
Pull up
it like
those fake
changes
charts.
everything. Um, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think anything is in retrograde. But like, it also could be just like there's a lot of squares going on though. So, you
True,
know.
true.
Also, I would have to like look at Nana's chart, like Hachi's chart, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I was gonna
I
say.
can't really get a chart for Kyosuke. I'm gonna have to like start from scratch with him.
That's fair.
Not everybody has a birthday. And also, like, online in the fandom, they're wrong. They're wrong.
Let him know.
In so much stuff. In so much stuff. I'm just like, wait a second. No. Hold on. Right? And like, also, I think that there's additional anecdotes in the anime that might not be in the manga. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Things are not correct.
Things are not correct. Yeah, definitely let him know. See what happens when you mishandle fandoms. Just saying.
But yeah, no. I mean, maybe it's like, I don't know. I want to know who wrote these fandoms, and I know that it's like collectively and communally done. So like, there's that part of it. But like, a part of me is like, do you care?
Well, I will reserve my judgments for later.
Well, I think that a lot of people like argue, which is why I don't spend a lot of time in fandom spaces.
Uh-huh.
And
Agreed.
like, and they don't see anytime that an opinion is stated as fact, I personally require citations.
Fair. Cite your sources, man.
If you can't cite it, I'm not into it. Like, you know what I mean? And if you can't cite it, then you need to state that it's an opinion. Like, this is my personal opinion, or this is what I personally think. Right?
This is just me.
Not complicated. Just it's not hard. It's not. I promise. You just need think brains. It's okay. So yeah, Kyosuke is he's been pensively in thought since Shoji asked him if he's ever cheated on anybody before. And he says, you know, it wasn't until Shoji told him about
Sachiko?
No. Because he says because she's like, the eggs are old. Okay. And then because she's worried he's sick, and then he says that, you know, he's been wondering about things, and he's been wondering about how people's hearts changed, and June is like, oh yeah, and Kyosuke, recently you've been speaking like an old man. And he says, what's more, until Shoji told me about it, I didn't remember Tamura's sister at all. And June is like, Tamura's sister?
Yeah.
And he's like, but I was seriously in love. It was his first love in 6th grade. That's really cute. Anyway, when I found out she didn't care about me, I was really hurt. And June starts laughing at him.
Yeah.
And says, well done, girls. What a young sadness. A bittersweet youth. And Kyosuke's like, for Shoji, we can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like, their job is done with Shoji. Like, that's
right.
It. He's made his choice. He dug his hole, and he made his bed inside the hole. And he invited Sachiko down there. And June is like, she's shocked. Yeah.
It takes her a second. She's like,
right, it's sinking in. She's like, what are you talking about? He wouldn't have dated. And that guy, I know he's not the kind of guy able to cheat on his girlfriend for many reasons. And Kyosuke's like, but I know that too. And see, like, that's the thing, is because Shoji isn't the type to cheat. Like, he's not a quote-unquote cheater, as in, like, repetitive action. He's not a player. And Kyosuke says, it's not unfaithfulness, it's serious, don't you think? He's really super in love with Sachiko, to the point of forgetting reason and moral.
Yep.
There's nothing left we can do.
And June's, well, when she sits down, she looks kind of resigned, like, well, okay.
But because that's it. Like, he really does love Sachiko, and it's a different kind of love than what he had for Nana ever.
Yeah, ever.
Like, it's totally different. Like, I don't
Mhm.
think that Hachi and Shoji ever had, like, that thing.
Nope.
They never
Mm-mm.
did.
Nope.
And Shoji and Sachiko do have that thing. The je ne sais
Mm-hmm.
quoi of it. Like, they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so June is like, what will he do for Nana? And
Yep.
Kyosuke's like, I wonder as well. Whatever he says about Nana, it doesn't mean he doesn't love her anymore. He must still have feelings for her, but he should tell them because in the actual situation, both Nana and Sachiko are miserable. And June says,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that's your opinion. I don't really know Sachiko. How will Nana react?
Mm-hmm.
And June is like, I'm not convinced at all. And Kyosuke is like, but imagine Nana suddenly abandoned by Shoji. Oh, I
Both
skipped
like
part of
worried.
half of a panel, and I skipped the half of a panel because I didn't scroll down. Um, but Kyosuke goes on to say, as long as she doesn't find out, even if he's cheating on her, maybe she needs Shoji. And during that time, Shoji's feelings for her can revert back to those before. They can't. Like, this is like
No.
really wishful thinking. You know what I mean? And so then they both like get shocked and are thinking about how Nana's going to react
Yeah, they're
in
just like,
general.
ugh.
And they're talking about like essentially her unaliving herself over it.
Yeah.
Well, she's really. I
Well,
don't want to make like lightheartedness of that kind of claim at
mm,
all whatsoever, but
yeah.
Hachi is dramatic.
Yeah.
And so June is like, I hope, and June is angry. She's angry. She is so mad. And she's like, I hope Shoji takes maximum precautions so Nana won't find out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's like being scary Junko right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
She's
so
like
then June,
so worried. She calls her.
she calls her. Yeah, June calls Hachi. And she's like, it's been a long time. What's happening? So they haven't talked in a while. Probably
Yeah.
since she needs money.
Yeah. Good. This woman's tired. Sorry. Hashtag let June have a life
Right. Well,
without
I
without
mean,
having to hold Hachi's hand.
yeah, but she also just kind of June signed herself up for that early on. That's
Sure. Sure.
we have jobs. And June is like the grown up.
She is, but as someone who has like stopped a lot of hand holding, let June have a life. Please.
Well, like that's the thing. Yeah, she does. She does have a life. But she is a safe space, and I
True.
think that that's really what that is. Is she's a safe space for Hachi.
Mm-hmm.
And like it took Hachi a lot of time and work to be separated from her best friend.
True.
And so June asks, Nana, are you at work? Will you be all right? And she's like, yeah, no problem. I'm just finishing sorting the coupons, so I'm done for now. You know, you sent me an email about your flatmate's concert, is what June says the other line, and her boss is in the background just like scowling.
I love
Scowling at
this
her. And
scene.
like Hachi doesn't even know this is okay, so like how she's on the phone right now, this is how she pretty much though treats anybody. She's not aware of them.
That's why I
Even
love
when
this
she's
scene.
talking to people, right? It's like
Mhm.
so, yeah, it's so on point. And so
And it's
Hachi's
very
like,
funny.
yes, sure. It's next Saturday. Can you come? June is like, yeah, I'll come with Kyosuke and give me the exact address. And then we can go all three together. But like the boss is like, her boss is like looming pissed off.
She's like, come closer, like right behind her.
Right? And so June is like, huh? All three? And Shoji and Nana's like, he told me he couldn't come because of his job. Oh well, June says. And Nana says, say June, Shoji And it goes dot 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 because she notices her boss right there, and June is like starting to freak out, and she's like, and Nana's like, isn't he a little weird recently? And June's like, how come?
Mm-hmm.
And Hachi's like, I got this feeling, and June is like, you think? No, he hasn't changed. See, that's where I'm pissed at, right there, right there,
Yeah.
right there, that moment.
I mean,
She didn't have to cover for him.
No, but she gets mad at herself later to be like, she's like, why did I just do that? Why did I just cover for him?
Right, but like that is really, you know what I mean? And she could have
Yeah.
corrected it. She could have and she, out of all of the people in this weird ass triangle of Shoji cheating, she has the maturity to actually like do it. You know what I mean? She does.
But she didn't.
But she didn't. That's why this part, right? And so like Nana noticed her boss and straight up stood up and started walking away, still on the phone, and her boss is following her while she continues this conversation. And she's like, I have the feeling that he's fleeing unconsciously from me. And June is like, no, it's only an impression. See, like,
Lies.
Yeah.
Lies and alibis.
Right. And so she goes on to say, but Shoji really seems to be completely tired of me. And June is like, you only say that because you're too absorbed by your job. Maybe you should try to find a little more time to spend with him. If you show him a deserving attitude, maybe he'll reconsider his opinions on you.
No, the ship has sailed. That ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed, but see, this part also. This sets up the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together. Nope, you're right.
Oh. I mean, yeah, it sets up the thing.
It does. But Hachi's still on the phone and her bosses.
Yeah. Following
her.
And Hachi's still talking, and she's like, all right, that's true. Okay, I'll do my best. Thanks. I'll call you soon, and then hangs up. And then she notices her boss, and she's like, you, what's up with neglecting your work? She asks her boss that.
Yeah, which I think is great. I don't know. I think that's very funny.
It's like, work a little bit, please.
Yeah, like, she's like Hachi's not the one that's neglecting work.
Right?
I love that. Man. And her boss is mad. She has this, excuse me? face.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Oh, so funny.
And then we pan back to June, and she's like, why am I the one who has to watch Shoji? I'm sure it's an error.
It is.
But there's nothing else to do. So, like...
I mean, debatable.
Right. I mean... Well, there's... That's the thing, though, is there... see, she could wait till Nana got off work, go and meet her at work, whatever, depending on her schedule, you know what I mean? And been like, hi, I didn't know what to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think June was being impulsive. And
I think that she scrambled because she didn't really think it through.
Yeah, no, she just was like, I'll call her.
She didn't
see what
plan
I say.
on saying anything, and then Nana was like, something's off.
Yeah, and then she was like,
caught her off guard. Yeah. Because Nana's Hachi is oblivious, so the fact that she isn't is not to be expected.
Right.
You know?
Totally. Yeah, totally oblivious.
Totally oblivious. So then we pan in, and it's nighttime, and we're at the restaurant that Shoji and Sachiko work at.
And Hachi is taking June's advice.
Yeah. Yeah. She took
She.
Shin's advice and she shows up at Shoji's work unannounced with Shin and Nana.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he's dead in the eyes. Like,
Yeah, I feel that's just sort of a.
he's like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. When two worlds
And-
collide.
And she's like, here we are. Sorry to have to come without notice. Hee hee.
Don't worry,
And
that's
Shin's
your.
like, it's nice to meet you. I'm the bass player. And Nana's like, Hachiko's the one who absolutely wanted to see you. We came purposely for you to give us some food. And Shin is like, I had nothing else to do, so I came as well.
I like how they assume that he's just gonna pay for their meal.
I mean, I think it's like the whole like free food friend at restaurant type thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
You've never gotten free food from your friend who works at a restaurant?
No.
I thought it's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
And he's like, oh, well, I'll give you a table. And like, he's acting so weird.
Yeah. He can't keep
And
it
so
together.
he goes to take them to a table, and Hachi's like, no, I prefer over there close to the window, and we can see that Sachiko, those are her tables.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just like, Hachi's just like, come on, like, you know. And he's panicked. He is so panicked. And now Sachiko notices. And of course, we know Hachi is loud. So we know that she's loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. She is not a quiet girl, like, at
Nope.
all. And she's acting like a puppy.
Mm-hmm. Looking
Because
over the
she's like,
tables.
But Aunt Shoji, he's probably gone to get water, calm down, and stay in your seat.
Yeah.
Is what Nana tells her, and she's like tugging on her sweater to sit down. And Sachiko already knows what's up because like she's, you know, like Hachi's like Shoji, blah blah blah. And Shin is like, your boyfriend is classy, Miss Nana. His uniform suits him. I love Shin.
I love Shin too so much.
Right? And Hachi is like, yeah, when he speaks, he's dumb. And Nana's like, she always says that.
Yeah.
Because she does.
She does.
And
she
then
really does.
she really does. And this is where Sachiko like drops dishes and breaks them and panics.
Yeah.
She's like freaking out. Like it's not cool.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad for Sachiko.
I do too.
I don't
'cause-
think that she deserves any of this.
Nope.
I really
Nope.
don't. And I understand like she's the other woman, but I also am of the opinion I don't understand when particularly women
Mhm.
because I mostly hear about like this type of opinion in like specifically where they like blame the other woman and don't blame the partner,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, no, you blame the fucking partner.
Yeah. Things.
She still, but Sachiko still could have been like, we need to hold off. Anyway,
Yeah. But there's many things, you
Um,
know, it's like early 20s.
there's so
messy.
many layers.
Messy.
Yeah,
so
it
messy.
is. It is. Yeah, it is. It's very, it's very messy.
So messy.
And so one of their coworkers, the same one who mentioned like her
Cute shoes.
wearing like her cute shoes, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Sorry, it's my apologies." And she's like, "No, don't clean that up with your hands. It's dangerous. I'll bring something." And she proceeds to clean it up anyway, and she cuts herself. And Hachi notices that she's bleeding, and she gives her her scarf to wrap her hand. And Sachiko's What?
This part is this part's interesting to me because I think about how so we'll see more of this later, I think, from Hachi. If it comes to like men, she's sort of like you know, and like all the things, and she can't just like think. But when it comes to like women, like Hachi's there.
oh
like,
yeah.
She's
No,
there. She's like,
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's very interesting, like men, she like freaks out or she doesn't want to do or say, but like a
Hmm.
stranger, a woman's bleeding. Oh my God, let me help you. Like, are you okay? And I'm
Right. I
just
think
like,
that that's like a
oh,
lot of different social implications, though.
mm,
Partially upon her character, but also like more of a social framework, right?
mm, okay.
Um, like I think that it's because she doesn't feel like she has to impress women. Like it's not a patriarchal lens in the same way.
Which is nice because she can just be herself,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
and
Exactly that.
she has kindness. She has like genuine like,
Compassion. Yeah.
yeah,
She's
and I'm
got
like,
genuine compassion and empathy.
mhm.
Absolutely.
Which is why I get annoyed when she acts like a brat. I'm like, don't be like this. Oh my God, you're
Right.
better than this.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and so she wraps her hand, and
Hmm.
like Sachiko is like panicked. She's like she just is sorry. She's like crying.
Hmm.
Um, and so
How
the
do you think she's
coworker
talking about
comes
the
back.
handkerchief?
Yeah, she thinks she's talking about the handkerchief. She thinks like she's talking about ruining it with her blood and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's not that.
Um, no, it's not that, but like they don't know that. And neither does the
Yeah.
coworker because she's like, "Why are you crying? Have a little courage. I'll take care of your customers, so go rest in the back." Which I mean, like honestly though, depending on how sensitive you are, like to be frank, like embarrassing yourself like that and then hurting yourself, it can cause that kind of reaction depending on who you are as a person. But we know that there's another layer of emotion there because she
Yeah.
knows who Hachi is and Hachi doesn't know who she is.
Hmm.
Um, and like that's really the premise of that interaction, right?
Hmm.
Because like it is tearing Sachiko up inside. It is.
Yeah.
And it has been the whole time.
Yeah.
Ever since she found out that Shoji has a girlfriend.
Hmm. Now it's real though. There's a real
But now it's
person.
real. Right. Now she has like a face to all of that. And this face also was so kind to her.
Hmm.
It would have been different if she was a bitch, right? Would have been
Right?
totally,
Like, I've been like, oh,
but she
fuck
wasn't.
that. And I'm gonna continue cheating with you.
It was so kind.
Hmm.
And so the coworker comes back and apologizes to Hachi, and she's like, "Sorry to have disturbed you, miss." And Hachi's like, "It's okay. Don't pay attention to me."
Yeah, like her
It
finger was
was
bleeding, whatever.
right. What do you? Yeah, nobody was there, and she's like panicking, like you know what I mean. Like she jumped to action. Um,
Hmm.
and Nana's like, "You're so kind, Hachi. My opinion of you has improved a bit." and Hachi's like, "Well, I've worked in a restaurant at a time, so I can't stay emotionless in that type of situation."
Hmm.
And Nana thinks it's funny,
Yeah, she
which is
does.
fair,
Just
right? And then we have Shoji sitting on a toilet,
he's like
panicking,
in the
hiding,
bathroom,
like a little fucking
hiding.
coward, like a little coward, like a little worm, like the little worm that he is. Okay? And he's sitting there and he's like, "What's the use of hiding? Hey, it won't change anything." He's like giving himself a pep talk through his guilt, like.
Yeah, sure.
And
Just
he's like, "I couldn't have imagined this type of situation happening, but I wasn't really thinking about it. Even if Nana doesn't notice Sachiko, Sachiko will probably notice Nana since Nana's noisy."
yep, she loud.
She's loud. And she's like, "Let's hope she remains calm." I feel like that's like an honest thing for anybody when you take Hachi out. Like if you take Hachi out, there's always like an undertow of please be calm.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, could you just sit in your chair properly and
Right, right. Don't be a Sagittarius.
yeah, don't yell about the demon
Not that
lord
she's a
in the
Sagittarius,
middle.
but like, yeah, don't be like larger than life, a mythical creature. Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah,
Um, and he's like, "Really, I suck. I want to throw up because I'm disgusting myself. I
good.
don't I don't handle the situation very well." No, you don't. You haven't
No.
been. The thing is, it's not that you don't handle it well, it's that you aren't handling it.
Hmm. What is
Right? So then
handling?
what is handling anyway?
What
So
is
then he
shipping and
walks.
handling? He doesn't have it.
Well, it's not free in this case.
No.
His order wasn't big enough.
It wasn't. It was not.
It's because he's not in the Demon Lord's favor, so he does not get free shipping and handling.
That is true.
No
You are
charmed
not.
life, because he's
Nope.
only ever like been like the Demon Lord like twice in his life,
Mm,
right?
it's true.
It's not enough. It's not enough. He doesn't
No.
pray. He does not pray to the Demon Lord. That is his fault. That is his error,
You don't have the respect.
right? And he cheated on the priestess. So like, what do we got? What do we got? Nothing.
Right? You got nothing.
God damn. So
Yay!
he went to the bathroom and Sachiko goes running off like in a beam of like streak of like light, like super fast. And so
Oh,
he
yeah.
notices, and so he runs after her and he slams the door open to the outside, and she's like on the ground crying, like just
Mhm.
weeping. And
Yeah.
she's like, let's stop everything, Shoji. You have a girlfriend. Cute, nice, wonderful. And he automatically goes, what happened with her?
Mhm.
And it's like, it doesn't matter, dude. Bro, that's not the response. That's not it.
Right.
This is not shipping and handling.
Right? This is not. No.
Like, you got to take some accountability. It's past time. Capitalism has
It's-
already crumbled. Do something about it.
Right. Do please do something.
Right? So,
404.
She's like, oh, right. 404.
404.
Get on
Like,
it.
get on it, man. This is not found. Get.
Right? This is not found. This is not found. You did not
Fix it.
add. You did not order your speeders correctly and add shipping and handling, so they will not be shipped to you. And she's like, it'll be all right. I think she hasn't noticed anything. We have to stop hurting her. And see, like, that's the thing. That was my point though before. Like,
Mhm.
Sachiko could have bumpered this for herself. Because
Yeah.
she's not thinking of herself.
No.
And then she gets wrapped up in being so present in the sensational feelings that she has that even when they are together and quote unquote happy, right? She's not thinking of herself in that because she's in the feeling. And you can't think about yourself when you are actively present in sensational feelings.
Yeah. Which is probably a byproduct of like just obsessing over a person.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, yeah.
But yeah, she automatically goes to, we have to stop hurting her.
Yeah.
That's the first
Well,
thing she says.
yeah. Well, she gets honest at the end.
Oh yeah,
Finally.
no, but like that's my point though. Like she does end up saying, like, she does blame herself. She's like, if I hadn't have clung to you like I did, it wouldn't have ended up this way. And he's like, no. And she's like, but we have to stop. I'll end up embarrassing you more than anything else. So first she thinks about Hachi, then she thinks about Shoji, then she thinks about herself.
Because she's just
She's
sweet.
sweet. Because she's sweet, right?
Mhm.
Because like she sees the world around her and she does genuinely care about people. Like she is sweet.
She's so good. Yeah.
She is good. She is good. And like I guess that's like where I get weird when people hate on her so much.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've never understood it. They're just like, oh, we hate her. I'm like, how can you hate someone who's just
Right, is it
like,
like is it because like you are projecting your own experience onto her? Is it because it's a radicalized thought? Like there's always multiple truths to every story, right?
yeah.
And it
Yeah,
doesn't matter if it's wrong or right.
in combination, I think of like projection and dogpiling.
Right, which
It's
is
like-
what I mean by like radicalized. Like the
Yeah, I
radicalization
figured.
that happens online is very much like the dogpiling effect, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Just like, oh, yeah, we think that. Yeah, we think that too. No, what do you think?
Mhm.
Like, just you, sans everybody else. Who cares what they think? Like, what do you think?
Right. Like critically thinking about like the emotions of the character.
Mm-hmm.
She thought about herself last.
Yeah.
Even within her actions, which she knew were immoral. I'm not going to say unethical because like this is morally based, not ethically based.
Mhm.
And so like the fact though that she mentions her suffering last first she mentions the pain that Hachi will feel.
Mhm.
Then she mentions the embarrassment upon Shoji. Like, she's taking all of it.
Yeah, she shouldn't have to.
Self-sacrificingly. Exactly. Self-sacrificingly.
I'm like,
Right?
no.
Shoji should have broken up with her weeks ago.
Yep.
Weeks. Like,
Yeah.
even before he met Sachiko, honestly, to be completely
Yep.
frank.
Yeah.
Because, like, their life wasn't in alignment.
Mm-mm.
They
But he
didn't
kept-
have plans.
No, but he kept telling himself though. He kept like just being like, no,
Yeah.
no, it's this because I set my
Well,
mind
I
on
think
it. I'm
it's
like,
because like
"Ah."
Hachi is that image of the housewife within that stereotypical setting. I think that that's a big part of it.
True.
They never saw each other, which we've talked about before. Shoji and Hachi never saw each other as whole people.
Nope.
They didn't, right? And that's the difference is Shoji and Sachiko see each other as whole people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Right? That's the thing. That's the love thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
so
much
she goes
better.
on to say, it's so much better. I ship them. I ship them in a ship that's going to go away so that Shoji only shows up in Junko's corner.
Right. That's where that ship is sailing off to.
Sailing. It is sailing.
It's sailing to Junko's corner.
Yep. To Jackson's. That's where
To
he's headed.
Jackson's. Yep.
And so, but like the fact that like Sachiko is like brunting all of the responsibility in this pisses me off.
Yeah, it's
She doesn't deserve it because she says in this situation no one can be happy, especially like take good care of your girlfriend. Like she's taking herself out of the equation, which she's tried to do.
Yeah.
She tried to do that.
She tried.
And Shoji didn't let her.
Nope. He made a
didn't.
mess.
He made a
He made
big mess.
such a mess.
He made a big mess. So then we pan to the table of them eating because like Nana really wanted meat, so they got meat. Shin is complaining about having a mouth piercing because he got his side lip pierced.
Yeah, he's going all punk
and-
now, like he's so many piercings now.
Right, he's just like getting them. He's just doing it. He's doing the thing, but
Yeah.
he's also what 15, 16, so he's at the age where you're like self-identifying.
No, that's true.
You're figuring out your identity, right?
Yeah.
So like
when we
that's-
first
and
saw him.
He's living a
Man.
grown-up life while he's
Yeah.
in the brain developmental phase of figuring out your identity and building your own like universe.
Mhm.
And so he's complaining though because eating isn't easy with like your lip ring.
piercing.
Right. And so like Hachi's like, oh, seeing you, I was telling myself that your amount of piercings increased regularly, and now you even have one on your mouth. You had such a pretty face. It'll probably be a problem when you kiss. And so Nana is just like laughing because Hachi's acting like an old lady, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And Shin is like, no, it was all right. And they're both like, excuse us?
Yeah.
But
They're
this
so
is what this is when we find out Shin's profession.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like underage prostitution.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? Like that's, but if you haven't, have we mentioned that before?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Well, that's Shin's job.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually like say it, but like it alludes to.
Yeah, like yes. And
Right.
that's
That's
why
the
I think those
thing.
are shocked.
And
Yeah.
right. And like he explains why.
Mhm.
And
Nana
it does have
asks
to
him.
do. Well, Nana asks him, but he explains, like, I guess economically why.
Yeah.
He does because, well, I mean, first off, like Nana asks, like, if he kissed Nobu, and she's like, "Nobu's gay." He's like, "What? Excuse me?" And he's like, "I have to be careful."
He's like, what?
And then Hachi's like, "Really?" It's like a whole thing. And And so Nana's like, no, I thought he was. And she's like, I'm hetero. And he's like dead-eyed, like dead face, like dead eyes for life,
He's
like
he's like,
deadpan.
yeah, he is, but you know what? I don't want to be again, I don't want to be that guy. I don't like to project like stuff onto like characters, but with Shin, I'm like, are you? Question mark. You know,
No,
he's like,
I think that Shin is hetero in okay. I think that Shin is hetero in the queer way.
what does that mean?
I think that Shin would like within his profession it's one thing, but I think that like if this was written today, it would have probably been said different. For sure. I personally think that it's like within the gradient of downstairs belly button parts wouldn't matter. Like the downstairs innie or outie doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by like.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Right.
I
I don't know why. He'd be okay with trans people. I don't know why I said that. It's such a good.
I don't know. I got you though. I'm like, I got it.
Maybe it's because we're talking about like a 15, 16-year-old, and so I'm like, what's the language I would use? You know what I mean? Even though like I have a 16-year-old and I don't talk to him like that.
No,
But I'm
no,
like,
it's
call him
fine.
populist. You know what I mean? Or like androgyny is fine. Like I just feel like he wouldn't be into cis men.
Yeah, he's not.
That's what I mean by like hetero in a queer way.
Yeah, trans women are not off the docket. Like that's
Right.
like would not be.
But
yeah,
neither are like
that's-
non-binary folks.
Right. That's what I see for Shin. That's actually what I see.
Same. It's just like cis men are not the thing. So like, but that's also like I guess part of like my thing and where I'm at, where when people say I'm hetero and not I'm straight, when I hear people at this point in the game say I'm hetero, I automatically think, okay, so you're not attracted to cis men. Like, and that's what that means for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess it won't muddy the waters then, because in mine he says that he's straight. So
Oh, see? Like, but that's for me, those are two very different things.
yeah. But I think yours is actually closer just because of stuff we see with Shin later. I'm just like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't think straight is the word you're going to use here.
Anyway, so now Hachi's inquiring about Shin, and she's like, "Say, Shin, you intend on staying at Nobu's?" Question mark. And off to the side, I'm under the impression that you lost a little weight. Are you depriving yourself?
Yeah.
But also, like, here's the thing with that comment, he is like prime age for growth spurts and body changes.
True.
Right? So that's kind of just
baby.
like right, exactly. He's just a baby. He's going through the growth spurt, body change, face change, all of that, like turning into an adult.
Yeah. But this is where it starts with Hachi, I think, the whole like, I'm your mom. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you eating enough?
Right. I think that it was kind of instant.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think it was like sensationally instant, where she's just like, you know, this is my child.
Right, protect. I love you, like my boy.
Like from the moment of meeting him, she was just like, "What are you? You ethereal being?"
Yeah, for sure.
And so yeah, exactly. So he goes on and is like, "Recently, I only crashed at Nobu's occasionally. You know, I don't want to abuse his hospitality." And so Hachi's like, "Oh, then you went home. Phew." And he's like, "No." And so,
where you been going?
Where are you living? And he's like, "A woman's house." Like but like we're back to like the deadpan, like, you know, like a woman's house. Like a woman's house. Like, how could you not figure that out on your own? I'm staying with a woman. Like, come on, guys, catch up. Like,
right?
And they're both like, "What?"
Yeah, they're like, "What?"
And then he says, "Different one each time."
Oh no.
And they freak out. Yeah. And he's like, "I'm only 15 years old. I'm rather fragile. And it's difficult for me to find a job. I'm rather fragile. I'm only 15. I'm rather fragile." it's difficult for me to find a job, but I understood that living that way, I'd never have money problems. It's easy to survive in this world. So like that's what I mean by the economical aspect. And like I totally
Yeah.
promote and support sex work. End all be all, like all the things, right? But he's
Mhm.
15. And
Yeah, he's
so
15.
and so for that type of situation though, I guess, well, and we do have like a continental US like aspect of it, which is like its own thing. For him to not think that he had options,
Mhm.
and it is very illegal.
Yep. So illegal.
Right? And so Nana is like, Shin, you're born an idiot.
You're born
At
an
15,
idiot.
you're like this, it's a crime. Or rather, one day you'll be killed by a woman. And Hachi is just having like a full-on breakdown at this point, like
Yep.
full-on breakdown. And she's like, Shin, you disappoint me. And Shin is just like, an idiot? Like he's like going to take a bite of food and he's like, an idiot? Huh?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's
and
really
like
clever. Actually, it's really clever.
yeah, I mean and like take a shot because Hachi it's like the only shot of this chapter because she's like yeah, stress crying. Just she's so worried.
Stress crying. Like,
Stress crying. He's not
stress
worried.
crying.
He is not worried. He's just like, huh? What?
No, because it
what's
is
the
clever.
problem?
It is clever.
It is, but it's also illegal.
It's also, yeah, it's illegal, right? And like that's really like it.
Mhm.
Because like we can talk about like the history of prostitution. We can even talk about ballerinas, you know? So like it's not
We should talk
we
about
should talk about-
ballerinas. Like later, like way later, but like I want to
Oh.
talk about ballerinas. I always want to talk
Dude.
about ballerinas. Yep.
So
I'm getting
back to shit.
I'm getting you that trigger warning pretty embroidery patch. But back to Shin.
goodness.
Yeah, back to
Shin.
God.
Class
Okay.
privilege. Class privilege. Patriarchy and class privilege. My goodness. Those straight folks over there. So they're like having this discussion with Shin and his choice in profession to make money so that he has a place to stay and so that he's just taken care of, right?
Mhm.
In correlation to his age specifically. Because they are concerned about him because he is like the little brother of the band. He is actually the little brother of the band, not like it. And then Shoji shows up.
Mhm.
And he is like beat.
Yep.
Yeah, like he's just done. Like he's done. He's so deep in the hole that he dug that you can see it all over his face. And
we're
and so
doing
Nana
this
asks,
now.
"Where were you hiding?"
Mhm.
And asks, like, did you plan on doing something after?
Mhm.
And she says, "No, starting from tomorrow, I'll have 4 days off, so I'll wait until you're done."
Yeah.
And Nana's over in the corner. What will I do? Maybe Shin will continue degrading himself like that.
Yeah, she's still on that conversation.
I mean, but she's like concerned about him.
Mhm.
Like it's concern. It's genuine concern. They love him.
Uh-huh.
But we're in like
Family.
Nana, like Hachi's Shoji world. And so Shoji's like, you don't need to wait for me.
Yeah.
Can I come to your house after my job? We need to talk.
Yeah.
That's what it took though.
Yeah.
Right? And so Nana looks over because she's like, yeah, something's up.
Yeah, so isn't that kind of interesting that they choose to end this chapter on Nana looking at Shin like, oh,
Shoji?
oh, yeah, Shoji. Sorry, not Shin, but Shoji. Like she's, yeah. It's not Hachi that we're looking at. It's Nana.
No, because Nana knows what's up though, and she's been calling it for a while, like jokingly.
Yeah, like joking. Yeah, I was gonna say like, but like joking. Like she wasn't serious.
Yeah, but there's always truth in a joke.
That's true.
There's always truth in a joke. And
I think.
like,
Do you think she knows? Do you think she knows?
I think with that she does. I think with that it was confirmed.
Mm,
The we need to talk
yeah.
is always like a thing, because here's the thing is we need to normalize saying we need to talk without it being like impending doom. But
Right.
it's really hard to like do that when we have impending doom.
Right. Maybe you should just say, we need to talk. It's not impending doom. We gotta fix the doorknob. Or, we
Right,
gotta.
like clarify yourself, but this is impending doom.
This is
We need to
impending
talk
doom.
when it comes to like a relationship, and then him also saying, no, don't wait for me. I'll come to your place to make that
Yeah.
effort, which he has never done.
Yep.
He's never done it. He's never done it.
Nope.
He doesn't make time.
Well, he tried, but then Hachi
I
kept
know,
shooting him
he
down,
tried,
so...
then no, and then it got weird, and then, but like neither of them really tried.
True.
Like that's the conclusion at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were points where he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stopped.
He did.
Because he found someone he didn't have to try so hard with.
Yep. More
That's-
better.
More better. More better. And so it says, that night, if you hadn't been with me, Nana, I think I'd thrown myself into the river and would now be in the Tama River. I sincerely thank you. So she would have unalived herself.
She would have, but you also, again, not making light of anything, you also mentioned, like, she does have a flair for the dramatic.
So dramatic. She's so dramatic.
She's so dramatic.
She really is.
But then again, she might have. I don't know. We're not there yet. We're not to that moment yet. I haven't reread that section yet. Maybe I won't feel quite so like, but
Oh no, I'm
Hachi-
already like, and I did just like rewatch the anime, so last week. So
Disclaimer the next one though, because like I'm probably gonna have some feelings that are probably not
it's not cool.
yeah, there's not a lot of PC feelings that I think I'm probably gonna feel, and I apologize for that in advance to everybody. So
It's not cool. But also like Nana has like, okay, so like she'll take direction from June and surprisingly show up.
Yep.
But then when someone gives her direction, she goes against it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that part of it too.
True.
So he flat out said no.
Mm-hmm.
He said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the end of this volume. Yeah.
So where can people find
Oh, yeah.
us?
Oh, they can find us here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can find us here. My brain is like spaghetti now. Spaghetti mold.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, I'm and Nate's downstairs, like waiting for me to go hang out with him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything that you're working on right now that you want to share?
Yes, mostly I'm trying to finish up my fan art stuff. That's why nothing has been posted on my Instagram right now, because I'm working on finishing my art pieces, and I told myself it's like I don't have to rush this. I need to just
You don't have to
take
rush
my
it.
time.
You can get it out whenever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm doing that, but that's over, my Instagram, Mothlace MOTH_LACE, with all my link tree to all of my stuff.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things.
All the things. And I mean, I'm always working on something.
Yep.
That's just the reality. Right now I'm working on writing. It's really long already. I'm very long-winded. I don't know if anybody noticed. But I'm working on the delineations for astrology for 2025, 2026, a little bit of 2024. And the movement of these planetary shifts from 2020 and what that's looking like. So that's what I've been working on all day, and probably will tomorrow and for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully not. But you can find me on all the things. Kirsten M Darling _ KIRSTIMMNMDARLING _ on Instagram. And then KirstenMDarling.com. And I have like a link tree thing. We should probably put like our link tree links on the Nanopod.
Yeah, that could. I don't know if
that would actually work. We can. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I can. Yeah. And I'm trying to upload episodes every Monday/Tuesday based on if I remember what day of the week it is, because I have a very hard time with that. I do. I forget. I don't understand time. Time. You wouldn't know that that Saturn is my daddy because of how bad I am with time. But maybe that's also why I don't understand time, because it's Saturn's time all of the time. Well, good night. Goodbye forever.
Goodbye.
This reminds me, I need to go on I want to say shopping spree, but it's not. I need to go on like a spree to find custom like content clothes for my Sims. Because I need clothes for Nobu and Shin.
They're naked.
Well, no, like I need like the clothes that come in the Sims are not the clothes that I want them to wear. Because I want them to be like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like finding clothes for Nana and Hachi is not that difficult. And because I deleted all of my custom content, I'm starting over. And also finding clothes for Yasu isn't that hard. I'm gonna find him some more stuff for sure, but like he wears suits. Like he's fancy.
Yeah.
So like, you know. But yeah, I've gotta find clothes for those two boys because obviously those types of clothes are not in the game.
Mm-hmm. What? You mean you don't want them to be just regular standard dude bro?
I mean, I did get clothes for Hachi and Nana already, but I started with them, you know? And like Ren was really easy because he just wears leather shirts and torn pants.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. That's the whole thing.